Okay, so you're probably wondering about the title of this video, and I'll get to that later in the video, and you'll see later in the video why it's titled this way. But we started on this good walnut today, and that's where it's all coming together right there. So you'll see why it's titled a tragedy, but it wasn't too bad of a day of cutting. The wind started to pick up. Of course, we're already done. I just dropped Dad off. I'm actually getting ready to go start a dirt project with Brandon. So I'm leaving work to go back to work. That's the way of the world, way of the entrepreneur anyway. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a lot of, not a lot of machinery action, a lot of cutting action, a lot of trees falling, stuff like that. So next couple days, that's the way it'll be. But thanks for following along. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you better you better subscribe to it. There. I try to get back to the comments as quick as I can. I don't always get to them all. I try to. If I don't, just keep after me and I'll get back to you. I appreciate all the phone calls, the emails, the friend requests on Facebook. Appreciate all that, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for all the support at Logger Threads. All you guys that order our Logger Threads apparel over at loggerthreads.com. Me and Sinead greatly appreciate that, as well as the continued support with Timber Tracker and timbertracker.net. We can't thank you enough for all the support there. Sinead works really hard to make sure all that comes together. You can download that free Timber Tracker app at the App Store or Google Play, wherever you get your apps at. It's available for all devices. Works best on a tablet, but I use it on my smartphone. So check all that out. Guys, we're going to go do some more dirt work. Enjoy today's video. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow. I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about these things. That's pretty common. Usually when we get good timber bought, or we're getting, well, I know at least when Dad's told me the same thing before, he's had trouble sleeping at night thinking about walnut trees, or knowing he's got to cut a walnut tree, or worrying that he's going to get some walnut timber bought. He said it's bothered him, and I completely relate. Well, it does. I was thinking all night about these trees. All night. So we're here. Dad's over there. I think he's gassing up. Of course, I'm in the skid steer. I got it running here. We're gonna kick things off. Gonna let it warm up just a little bit. It's pretty brisk out today. We had 31 degrees on the way down here. Of course, the wind's not blowing near like it was yesterday, thankfully. But I'm gonna grab the bucket. It's right here beside me. We'll grab it and we'll take it over here, and we're gonna start cleaning out around some of these trees. There's a lot of old junk iron and stuff around some of these. Somebody commented about a har being grown into a field tree. They're far from field trees, and luckily the har's not grown into it. But yeah, they're far from field trees. These are, of course, here in Southwest Missouri, these little draws, what we call a draw or a holler. This is not really a ravine, just like I said, I don't know, it's just what we call a draw. It's just kind of like a little draw. I don't know any other words for it. But timber growing down these little things it's pretty common here. Of course, it's just cattle pasture around here, but you get kind of this low spot where the drainage is down this draw, and you get into this hedge timber, hackberry timber, but then you get into this walnut timber. So let's get things started, because I don't think I can wait anymore. Back up here, grab this bucket. We'll take it over there and we'll start getting cleaned out. We're working to get all this stuff cleaned out around. This one had a bunch of wire and some old hedge posts around it. I uprooted I don't remember what it was, maybe a little hackberry. It was right there growing in beside it. We got him uprooted so we get a little lower on the cut there. Cleaned out around it. Still got just a little bit more to do right here to get cleaned out around it yet. We'll come up here with the bucket, kind of try to pull that stuff back around it so we can get absolutely as low as possible on these trees. Dad's over here. He's starting to bark a few of them where I've already been. Kind of see him. There he is, sneaking over there, hiding behind that tree. So he's over there. He's getting them prepped and ready to go on that end of things. And I'm getting cleaned out around them now. After I get this one here done, this should be the last one I have to clean out around for a little bit. But this one here is the one that needs the most work too. So we'll get back to digging out around it and see if we can get a few more inches. Then we'll get over there and get to helping Dad bark. I think he's clipping it right now. Indeed he is. Another thing you got to be careful about in these situations, these cattle out here, they get to seeing you work and nosing around. They want to be aware where the action is because they think they're getting fed. I assure you, the last thing you want to do is fall a tree on a bunch of cows. The price of cattle, we'd go backwards real hurry. Like I said, I don't want to test the fortitude of my insurance either. Oh, those stupid things. I'm trying to watch Dad and watch the cattle both. Pan back out here. Thing should be getting ready to come down. He ain't got much to go on it. The top's starting to rock. It's wanting to go. Little bit holding there. There it goes. Good looking tree. Good looking tree. Dad's getting ready to bring another one down there. The old trees are all dirty. A lot of dirt on them. We're having to bark every one of them, which is kind of unusual being where they're at. I was kind of asking Dad why he thought that was. He thought just because of the cattle trouncing around on them. Wind getting dust up in them, dirt. Dirty trees. The first one cut real good. We're going to drag it out here in just a second as soon as we get done bringing this one down. That big one right there, we've got to pull it. We'll probably end up pull 4 or 5 of these trees. Dad's clipping the spurs on it right now. Starting to go. There it goes. Well, that one cut good too. We'll get down here and grab this one out and we'll pull that one down. We're pulling this tree here. Climbed up in there. That's where these tree pushers really come in handy. They're handy for a lot of reasons. For one, if you want to push a tree, you've got that much more leverage. And for two, like us, we have to pull a lot of trees. So it gives me an extra little platform to stand on there when I'm hooking up cable on the top of these trees. Now, yes, as you can see right now, there is slack in that cable. I don't have it tightened up on it yet. I have not tightened up on it yet. Let's use some proper grammar there instead of sound like an idiot. Now, Dad, he's still boring it out. Here, just a second, I'm going to tighten up on that, and then we're going to gently ease that tree back this way. Yeah, you're having a hard time seeing because I'm moving around a lot, but this is going to take both hands here in a second, so enjoy the show while you can. Starting to pick up a little bit. They said it was supposed to gust up to 25 today. And that kind of concerns me cutting some of these things because we really don't want there to be any wind at all. I'm gonna have to let you go for just a second. Just got done fueling up. She was getting low. Cutting topped 3 trees, so these little 661s, that's about the fuel consumption. I've got that piece there. I need to trim that off real quick. That spur come off because we salvaged a piece out of the top here. It's a big tree. This one here had several limbs and defects on the one side, but it's still really got some size to it. And we'll go down here and look at them. I mean, they're cutting extremely, extremely good. I mean, they are cutting extremely good. Of course, I come right through this stupid treetop here with it. But these long trees, you just kind of got to go where you can with them. Like I said, they're cutting phenomenal. Fairly thin sap for the size. Good quality logs, no worm, tight growth rings. Just good sized trees, good quality trees. So we're going to drag these out there in that other field because there's really no good place to deck them right here. So I'm going to trim this one up real quick. Sneak in here. I'll get that trimmed off, and Dad's down here barking. We'll go get this other one cut down. Now, Joe, you asked about if it ever been cut before. Here's an old stump right here. That's old. It looks like walnut. I mean, there would have been a spur, but it's hard to tell for me when they're this far gone. But years and years ago, I'd say there was some cut out of here, but it's been a while. Look at the size of these heads. These are some of the biggest heads I think I've ever seen. That's a big head there. Real big. That's a good tree. I'm going to start getting this one here barked, so it'll be the next one up on the list. This here's a monster. This is a beast of a tree here. Beast of a tree. We'll start getting that bark. Then I'd say we'll have to move the skid steer in the forks when this one comes down, and I'll need to drag those few out to the deck. Because we'll try to keep all those treetops right there if we can fall. This one here on the outside kind of fall it that way, which it's leaning that way anyway. So we'll do that as we work them up. We'll try to cut those treetops up a little bit and keep them kind of pushed together, that way it's not making too big of a mess out here. We got this monster here barked, excuse me. Whew. That thing surprisingly barks pretty easy. This one's about to go. Here it popping. Here it popping. It's really starting to rock it there. That is a big tree. Big tree. That limb worries me a little bit. That is a monster. This one Dad's cutting, it ain't too small. There ain't much holding that one. Flipping in right here. I really don't like how this wind's starting to get up either. We might have a short day if the wind keeps blowing like it is. There it goes. Boom. What a tree. Well, that got good too. This is the one I'm excited about right here. I'm gonna go help Dad get this thing worked up. And we'll bring this monster down. See where I took the skid steer and got out from around it where we get a little lower on it to cut it. We want to get every inch we can on it. Good looking piece of wood. Good looking piece of wood. Man, I can't get over how good these things are cutting. It's a good log. It's kind of aggravating, but there ain't a whole lot we can do about it. I try to salvage everything we can when we cut these trees. These things are so big, like, I wanted to pull a log out of this limb here, but you can see it when it landed in here, it busted, which, I'd rather it bust way up in here as I would back here in the main body, in the big part. A lot of times I look at these limbs and top pieces as bonuses because they do break up a lot on the fall. This walnut's pretty brittle anyway. We put it in here right where it needed to go. We got a couple trees across the way here to cut. Of course, there's one right here. A big one right here. We need to get this hedge out of that tree before we cut it. Dad, he's whittling on the old big one now. I got this guy all worked up, topped and clean. Wind's starting to get harder all the time, which I hate to see. It just makes me nervous anytime I'm cutting these big trees like this and the wind starts to get up, any at all. I don't like it to blow. I like to cut these kind of trees on calm days. That is just a chunk of wood. Just a big chunk of wood. Another big one right there we got to cut. Big crotch piece there. Why do I hear that thing popping already? Surely it's not ready to go yet. Maybe I'm not hearing it popping. I was kind of hoping to get to cut some of these myself, but I honestly doubt I can get the saw out of Dad's hand. Don't blame him. There's just something about getting to cut big trees like this. I almost think of cutting walnut more like an art form. Because it's not something you go out here, you don't hinge it. You don't just start cutting and gnaw it down. It's an art form. You take your time, you bore it out, you dig them when you need to, trim limbs out of the top when you need to ensure the fall's good. It's a thing of beauty. Better get out of the danger zone here. I'm just too busy walking around, eyeballing everything. Now, I think this weekend I've finally come to the decision. I'm going to try to get a little more serious about these YouTube videos. I'm going to try to get the GoPro back up and going. I'm going to buy some mounts for the GoPro. And I might even buy another GoPro just to run two of them at once, just to try to make a better quality video. Because we're getting close to 3,000 subscribers, and honestly, when I started doing this, I didn't think anybody would watch these videos. I really didn't. And every day it grows more and more, and I mean, I'm extremely thankful for it. Me and Dad both are. If it wasn't for you guys watching, we wouldn't be making these videos. But I think just as a service to you guys, I think I need to take my GoPro and my videoing skills a little more serious and try to make some better quality videos. Because I do all that stuff with Timber Tracker app and now the website, and we got the clothing line going. But I'm not a very tech savvy person. I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough. I've got a lot of great people in my life that are masters of their trade when it comes to tech stuff. And luckily, like I said, I'm lucky enough to have in my life, and they can help me make all this come together, because I really don't know how to do any of it. I can run the app and I help design the app, but I couldn't do anything about building the app. Same with the website. You know, we've had a few little glitches in the website, and we're working as quick as we can to get them all worked out. Which the tech company we were using to build the website, we weren't extremely happy with them in the end, so we switched up tech companies after the site was released, and we're trying to get all the bugs and the glitches worked out. When it's done, though, we really hope it's something that everybody can use and utilize, kind of make their lives in the timber and forestry business a lot easier. Dad's getting her clipped right now. Boy, that wind gusting. I don't even know if I'm in a good place to stand, to be honest with you. I hate this. I hate it. It makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. Let's get downrange here. I think that tree's wanting to go right back out there, kind of in the pasture, kind of towards that little cherry tree. Which, taking out that cherry tree wouldn't be a bad thing to slow the fall of it down a little bit. Especially them having cattle in here. Now's a good time to get rid of that cherry tree. So most of you guys know when those cherry trees have leaves, and if something happens, those leaves wilt, they're poisonous. And I always try to advise a lot of clients and landowners, if they got cherry trees, to get rid of them if they've got livestock. Because really, there's not much. Our cherry here in southwest Missouri is terrible. There's really not much of a value on it because it doesn't ever cut good. And frankly, we rarely ever see any big enough to cut. It's not like that good cherry you guys cut back in the northeast or up north. It's totally different. Our cherry's junk. And there's not much of it anyway. Usually it's more of scrub or almost like an invasive species. Oh, she's starting to rock. Oh. There we go. Wow. How big do you think it is, Dad?
25, 26.
That limb's right here.
18 foot right there. That's what I guess cut 18 foot.
I was trying to think up a good name for today's video, because sometimes it is hard to think up good names for videos. And I believe it'll be called When Tragedy Strikes. Because things been going good today. This whole big thing come down. Dad said he felt that hollow spot, but it didn't go nowhere. Tree cut good. Beautiful the whole way up. beautiful the whole way up. Bang. That's bad. That's real bad. Real bad. It goes in there a long ways too. Probably 6-7 feet. That went from a really high dollar log to just a big log. And then we come over here and start cutting this other big one. Get it all barked, forked up and ready to go. Dad punches in to start boring. It's hollow. It's hollow. That's a shame. It's amazing how your day goes from really good to really terrible that fast. You can see that's kind of an old seam on it right there. You know, Dad and I both seen that seam, and really, we weren't that concerned with it. But she's hollow on the inside. We're going to bring it down, try to get some lumber out of it. Boy, that just makes me sick. Especially that big log there. That makes me sick. That's truly a shame. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out why it would be bad way up there in the top like that. It wasn't showing any kind of old lightning scar or anything. No telltale signs to make you think it was going to be bad. I mean, the tree just looked beautiful as could be. Like I said, it cut perfect. The butt of it cut perfect. But up there in the top, sometime way back when, or even now, you know, they're old trees at the end of their life cycle. That's a shame. Just sickening. It's the only good word for it, sickening. Tragic. That's bad. That is real bad. And then to add insult to injury, this monster here is cutting bad. That's disheartening. Truly disheartening. Dad's getting ready to drop that big thing there. I just got done barking this one. There's some hedge stumps growing up and around it. Of course, I got them pulled out, knocked down, ripped away. We can get a little lower and cut that. I don't know what's holding on that big one there. But yeah, it's nice to get down that extra. We probably almost got down an extra foot on that tree, digging down on it. Definitely want to get all you can, especially now, you know. Oh, I'm still just sick about these last two trees cutting bad. And we won't know how bad this one is till here in just a second when Dad gets it on the ground. Of course, you can see that cedar tree behind him. I don't know how many more we're going to cut because, as I've said 2 or 3 times in the video so far, the wind is getting up. Starting to rock a little bit. I hear it popping. She won't go yet. It's close. It's close. There it goes. Wasn't much hanging on to it. Easy does it. What a mess. Boy, we're gonna get in the dust storm. Speaking of pretty wood though, look at that hedge. Look how tight those growth rings are on that hedge. You see that? That really is beautiful lumber. That hedge is as hard as a rock. It lasts forever. That makes incredible trailer flooring. It's good stuff. Some guys make recurve bows out of it. Let's see how bad this thing is. How bad is it?
It's a lot better than I figured it'd be.
Yeah, I figured it'd probably just be a shell.
Yeah, I did too.
We're going to try to pull this one down here so we can cut it off, this big one. Dad's whittling away on that guy there. I mean, that's a pretty good tree there. That's still a big tree, but compared to these last few we've cut, it doesn't look that big. But that's a big tree. It's still a big tree. I'm stuttering with excitement. Putting the ears up. Now I'm backing up. I'm trying to watch it at the same time. And run the apple. We're going to try. I killed the camera, but we're hooked on. I'm going to try to lift up on it a little bit. So we're going to try to pull it down so we can finish cutting it off. Forward a little bit here. Ooh. Maybe we're not going anywhere. Moving this old lug. Yeah, get this thing on the ground real quick. good, didn't it? Looks like it cut pretty good. Cut pretty good. Starting to drag these things out to the deck area before we get too congested back here. Dad's getting ready to drop another big one right there in front of us. We'll try to get that in the view. Here trying to grapple logs when he paid attention to that. Those long trees are hard to get out. That whole big crotch tree out of one time. Taking her out to the landing. This is the last tree that we've got to drag out to the landing. It's about lunchtime, so we'll probably get this out and go eat. Might call it a day after that because me and Brandon got to go start on that dirt project. At least get started, get there, get some stakes put in the ground anyway. I think me and Dad are both heartbroken after seeing that one big tree cut bad. We'll take a look at everything here in just a minute. And the old big thing here, if we knocked her back to a 10-foot log and it cut off real good at 10 foot. It's 28 inches, so we lost an inch up through here on this piece. We might have been able to pull a 12 off of it, I don't know, but like I said, it's still pretty disheartening up there, and that's the top piece too, put together. There's still a lot of lumber above the veneer cut, but I'd have much rather had that 18-foot veneer cut at 27 inches rather than just a 10 at 28. Here's that big rough log, and like I said, it cut bad, but not near as bad as we thought it was when Dad first punched into it. He felt it was hollow, and we both figured it was a shell. There's a lot of footage in that tree, but still, it really hurts when anything looks bad. Get past those two little issues there on those logs. Some sugar down through here. 8 down, 16 to go. Man, what a log there.